Welcome back, my dear viewers, to Review Rant. Today we are talking about the newest entry in the Alien franchise, Alien Romulus.
There is no tomorrow! There is no tomorrow! There is no tomorrow!
So, starting off with the plot, the story takes place about 20 years after the original Ridley Scott classic. Rain and her brother Andy are trying to make it off this mining planet, but when they don't have enough credits, they end up going to their scavenger friends. The scavengers set course for an abandoned space station to find space pods, but instead, they come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. Now, that's pretty much all I'm going to say, unspoiled, because I will be getting spoilers a little later, but let's focus on one thing at a time. Now let's get into this movie. The beginning might be a little slow to some people, even I thought it was a little too long, but to summarize the beginning, it introduces the characters and their motivations, and it builds out the story. But it's not bad, it works well. Also, there are some really amazing shots to go along with it to take your mind off of the characters. It is quite beautiful in a way, really, to just look at the void of space looming over our characters. Eventually, around the 30-minute mark or so, that is when things actually get good, and we get into the actual alien section. The middle of the movie is really, really good. Probably the best out of the movie. This is when the face huggers start running around, and the movie really kicks into gear. The first half is, as I said, generic space movie, with, scavengers exploring an abandoned ship, while the second half is much more of an alien movie, with facehuggers, xenomorphs, and all of that. And the third act is a little strange. I know what they were trying to go for, but whether or not it works is anyone's opinion. Personally, it didn't work for me all that much, but I would be lying if I said it wasn't shocking, because it definitely is. Now, I think the movie works partially because of the characters. In the beginning, I wasn't fond of the characters, one character in particular, but as the movie went on, I actually kind of got used to the characters, and I really started to like them a lot more. I think Andy was maybe the best. He had a lot more to work off of, and he has a lot more to do, and I think whenever he's on screen, he probably is the best thing there. And I really like and enjoy our main character, even though she is just another Ripley clone. Ripley clone in which she's a Ripley ripoff, not an actual clone of Ripley. It's confusing. But Rain is probably one of the better protagonists in the franchise. She has a lot more to do in this movie than the other Ripley wannabes in the previous movies. Her motivation isn't that bad. It's actually kind of good. All of the characters kind of work for one way or another. Now, personally, I dislike Bjorn. He's kind of a douche. He's a douche to Andy and to the other characters the whole time. He's very arrogant as well. But one last thing about these characters, I actually feel like they do something in this movie. They all contribute something to this movie, instead of just being a kill count. Now, the negatives. Again, I really don't know how I feel about the ending. I'm kind of still mixed on that. But what I do wish, however, I wish we had gotten more from the main xenomorph villain, the one that has a scar on his head. They could have done so much more with him, kind of like what they did with Grid and AVP. I would have also liked for this movie to have been shaved down just a little bit. It's almost 2 hours long, and I don't think it needs that long of a runtime. And can we just stop ripping off Alien 3? Like, yes, the movie's bad, but just because it has one of the most iconic shots in the franchise, must we keep taking it? Speaking on the franchise for a minute, the movie would rank pretty high, but at the same time, half of the movies suck. So, it's really hard to beat out, I don't know, something like this.
What the fuck is this?
Okay, moving on to the spoilers. It's pretty good because I can go more in depth with the ending and etc. Now, I really thought the ending was crazy with the ugly human-looking creature thing. I actually didn't find the birth of the creature distasteful, kind of just nasty, really. But I don't feel like it was necessary. They already did this sort of thing in Alien Resurrection with the newborn, but I didn't hate it. One thing that shocked me was how this movie felt old in a way, because it looks just like the original 1979 classic, with the computers and the very, um, well, they kind of pulled a Star Wars here. They brought back Ash, who, sadly, the actor passed away in 2020. Yeah, he's in this. It kind of works, but it also kind of doesn't. Like, I like how they did it, but there's some weird, wanky, weird CGI face going on there. Whenever he turns his head, it looks kind of creepy looking. But besides that, I thought it was done tastefully. Also, I like Andy's character. He's an android, which I didn't know anything going to this movie, so that was a surprise. I really like seeing when he got corrupted or whatever, how he was dead set on his mission to save the ship. Really cool. Really cool. Look, in closing, it might sound like I didn't enjoy the movie when I actually did. It's just I was expecting a lot more going into this movie. It isn't what I thought it would be. I was really hoping for a lot more. Maybe instead of having the alien baby, we should have just fleshed out the scarred up alien and actually made him more of a threat. But with that, that is all of our time for today. I hope you enjoyed this crazy movie, and I hope you enjoyed this wacky review. But until then, peace out.